Hey, welcome back to the channel. My name is David.
I'm Tina.
And this is our monthly collaboration video where we get together with our YouTube channel friends and we pick a topic and we record on that topic. We all put in our input on those topics and we publish that on the same day and time. In this month's video is...
Favorite travel apps and memberships.
That's right. And when you're finished with our video, make sure you head over to the other channels and check out their video on this topic to see what they have to say about this. And they are...
Tony and Mike from RV Sunsets.
Jody and Ron from Just Rambling Around.
Lynn and Danny from RV America.
And Shelly Kay and Mike from Camping with the Confers. Okay, so because we're not full-timers, our app list may not be nearly as big as those who do full-time. But we're going to give you what we have, and we'll give a brief description of what those apps are all about and how we kind of use them. So I'm going to give you the list first, and then we'll step through them. All right, so we have rvlife, we have LevelMate Pro, Torque, Open Roads, Cell Mapper, Weigh My Truck, Campendium, Good Sam's, and Power Watchdog. And
You forgot to name the one that I use all the time, which is Google Maps.
oh, Google Maps, of course.
I use it all the time.
And now Tina does keep some other apps on her phone, but we kind of tease her a little bit.
Yes.
Okay, so let's start with the first one that most of you guys are probably familiar with, and it's not Google Maps, is rvlife, which most notably has the app, or applet, if you want to call it, RV Trip Wizard. And that is used to look for campgrounds. You can select them, and then you can route your path to that campsite using the RV Trip Wizard. And you hit put in all your rig specs and all that, and it helps guide you on a safe route that is used for RVers. You can also, there's some options within the RV Trip Wizard that are actually links that opens up rvlife, and it gives you reviews, it shows you how to, and it has links to like the weather, it has, well, you know what, let me just dive into the app and I'll show you real quick. Okay, so here we are with the rvlife application, and we're using Trip Wizard, again, which is a component of the rvlife suite of apps. I'll show you how they kind of integrate together if you're not familiar with it. So I'm just going to create a new trip. It doesn't really matter where it is. We're going to go to the campsites, which is a little icon here for camps. But what I want to show is how the RV Trip Wizard integrates with the other apps that come with the rvlife suite. Elizabethtown Crossroads Campground. So from here, you can go to Park Details. And when you click on that, you get access to these things. All right, you get their website, the rvlife, which is the app, Campground. So if you click on that, it opens up a new window and it will show you the things that the rvlife Campgrounds app has access to. So you can get reviews, the amenities, different photographs, and just an overall view of the campsite. It also shows you the connectivity of the area Wi-Fi and the area cell services, and it gives you an overall rating of the campground. Here are more of the other links to the rvlife Pro in this case. RV Safe GPS, obviously the Trip Wizard itself. The maintenance is an extra subscription. I do not subscribe to that, but it is there. So going back to the RV Trip Wizard, you can also, let's bring that back up, Park Details, get a satellite view, so you can bring up the weather of the current forecast. And there used to be, maybe you have to actually plan the trip, but you can see the elevation changes, and I think there's even wind direction. So if I can find those in, I'll throw snippets of what that looks like here in the video as well. All right, the next on the list is the LevelMate Pro, and that is an app that I use when we are at our campsite and we are backing in and leveling up. And since we don't have an auto leveling rig, we have to use something like this to show that we're level left to right, front and back. The next app, Open Roads, and if you're not familiar with this, it is an app and a tool that you can use to go through the truckers' fueling stations, you know, like the Pilots or the Loves or the Travel America, and gives you access to use those pumps there in those truckers' lanes. It also has some really steep discounts on fuel costs, so it's well worth it. But it also shows you, as I'll show you here on the phone, it shows you what the fuel costs are at the discounted rate. So if you pull up to the site, you see it's $4.29, but it showed on the app it was $3.99. Well, that's the price that you'll actually pay. The next one is Cell Mapper, and what Cell Mapper does is it allows you to look at the area where you're going to be going, and it shows you the cell towers and what towers cover that area where you're going to be staying with the cell signal. And I use an app in a product called InstiConnect that has a directional antenna, so I have to know what tower I'm going to be pointing to and aim that antenna to that tower. So this tool allows you to find that and which tower covers better maybe the area where you're going to be staying. The Weigh My Truck, it is the app for the cat scale weighing stations at most of the fueling stations. I'm sure you've seen them. This just gives you a way to pull in. You check in with the app. It'll say, are you at so-and-so place? Yes. And then it'll weigh your truck, and you get your bill and your report on what you weigh. Campendium is a tool that you can use to find campsites. It's good for boondocking, BLM lands, and other, I'll say, out of the mainstream ways of finding campsites. It also gives you reviews. It allows you to provide input into Campendium if you subscribe to it. It allows you to put input into it, pictures, reviews. You can make modifications if something's incorrect. So it's another tool that you can use in your toolkit. Good Sam's. If you're not familiar with Good Sam's, it is a club, if you will, or a subscription where you get discounts on certain things, certain locations. I think it's Camping World. You get discounts at Camping World if you purchase something. You get a Good Sam's account, you get a little bit of discount. And I'll elaborate a little bit more on that in a moment. And Torque. Torque is an app that I've talked about in some other videos, but what Torque does is it connects to your an ODB Bluetooth adapter that plugs into your computer port of your truck, and it communicates to this app, and it lists all the readings out that the computer port can provide. I use it to monitor my turbo temps and my DPF temps. The Power Watchdog is the app that I use to monitor the power usage of the Watchdog, which is the 50 amp surge suppressor and electronic protection. So there's some good things out of that product. We've talked about it before on other videos as well. But the app allows me to view the amount of current being drawn through each leg of the 50 amp connection. Tina, what app do you use?
Google Maps?
Google Maps.
I like Google Maps.
Google Maps is awesome. However, let's talk about that just for a second. Would you guide the RV using Google Maps?
Possibly.
No, I wouldn't. And here's why.
I don't know. I've never done that with the RV before.
Well, I would not use Google Maps because okay, how many times have we been out without the RV? And I'm like, where is it taking us?
When we were in Maine that one time and we were trying to
Yeah.
find some place, and it took us somebody's
us- we were-
private driveway.
This driveway was maybe 100 yards long, and we're crossing over some little bridge, and there's a guy working on his roof. I'm like, okay, this is not the hotel or where we're supposed to be staying. But Google Maps it seems like, and correct me if I'm wrong, leave us a comment on this, but it seems as if it changes on you.
Yes, it does.
It's like, hey, we found a better route. It might take you, these odd routes, but it's 10 feet shorter. So,
Yeah,
anyway.
I've been stuck out on country roads. It's like, wait, I wanted to be on the expressway, and before you know it, I'm on these country roads, and it's taking me much longer to get home than it would be on the expressway.
Yeah. All right, so I think enough we beat that one up. But, all right, now let's move on to our subscriptions. Okay, and now for our subscriptions, and this is going to be a short list.
Right.
You talk about being on the short list. And if I didn't already say so, make sure you hang around to the very, very end, because we have some apps that we use, that we have used on our trips, that I bet you the other channels didn't think about. We'll see. All right, anyway, subscriptions. So we subscribe to Good Sam's. That is a subscription-based application. And we use the membership, of course, for the discounts. But we've also signed up for the roadside assistance program and the tire and wheel protection. I hope I never have to use them, but we subscribe to that. If you have had any experience with any of these products, the roadside assistance and or the tire and wheel protection subscription, and if you've had whatever experience you've had, good or bad, let me know. Leave a note in the comments of the experience that you had, because I haven't had to use it. I've seen mixed reviews all over the place, and I would be curious to know what your experiences have been. The RV Life is a subscription-based application, and it gives you access to RV Life, which consists of several little applets, most notably, like I said, the RV Trip Wizard, but also there is the GPS, which, like I mentioned earlier, it allows you to just use GPS guidance. And then there is another one, it's RV Maintenance, and that is an additional add-on, which I do not use, I have not subscribed to. Again, leave a comment down below if you have used it, and let us know what kind of results you have. Well, I'm sorry, Tina, what do you subscribe to?
What I subscribe to?
Yeah, well, I mean, what apps do you use?
Google Maps.
Google Maps. All right, Cell Mapper, what I mentioned earlier is, well, I subscribe to it. You don't have to subscribe to Cell Mapper to use it, but you don't get all the features that you might want. It's only like $2.50 a month. It's not very expensive.
I do have a question.
Sure.
That for the, do we have where you can set it up on your computer, and then once you set up on the computer, like the RV Life or the Google Maps or anything, you planned your trips, then you can open up your phone and then look at that and use it on your phone?
Absolutely.
Okay.
And we do that. So I try to do everything on the computer. So let's talk about RV Trip Wizard. So I will do all of our planning and everything on RV Trip Wizard and save that map, if you will. So I have all my destinations, my stops, all the things along the route. And when I save that, if I go into the phone, I can open up that map and then start navigating from that map. And when you use that feature from Trip Wizard, I think you get two options. You can use a third party, which I think is Google Maps, your Tina's favorite, or you can use the version that comes with the Trip Wizard. I use the Trip Wizard version because you can tell it to stick to that route that you have planned or allow variations. And I've tried the allow variations before, and I'm on the fence about it. It might be better if there's like this huge major traffic jam or something on an interstate, but I don't want to end up on some back road that's technically allowable for RVs, but I'd rather stick on the main interstates and such. But yeah, so no, absolutely, that's a great point. Yeah, you can do it on the computer where it's easy to set it up, and then open up on your phone and navigate. Good question, Tina.
Thanks.
Now, things we plan on using.
Or hope to use.
We hope to use. We will.
Yeah.
We're going to. We got some things we got to get finished up here before we move on to most timing. But anyway, I think the two that I have listed are Harvest Host, and we talked about Harvest Host. Obviously, they're used for stopovers and stops along the way. You know what Harvest Host is. If not, check it out. And Escapees, and I think that is like a club-based subscription where you get access to certain RV sites, and I think you get to use their mail service. And there's a whole other boatload of stuff that comes with that. Or some other mail service. I don't know of those right now. I haven't done a lot of research into what other mail services are out there. Here we are again. If you know something, let us know down in the comments what mail service you use, especially if you're a full-timer or if you're planning on going full-timing. So the last thing on the list is a website, and I'm not going to read it off. I'll put a link down below, but basically it is a government website that shows cell map coverage by carrier, and you can choose multiple carriers. So if you subscribe to Verizon and AT&T, for example, you can check both of those boxes. It'll show you the overlap of that. So if you have both, if you have both, the AT&T and Verizon, then you'd have good coverage, and you can see which one may be better, or use both. Now, bonus time. And these are the apps that we don't think a lot of people thought about. Now, these are not travel apps, but they kind of are.
Yeah, we use them.
Yeah, we use these two apps when we're heading back home, or we at least even monitor. Right. So it's a water heater app. So I'll show you on the screen what that looks like. But it allows us to basically put the water heater into a vacation mode, and then maybe 6 to 8 hours before we head home, turn it back on. So when we get home, we got hot water.
Yes.
And the other one is now this is specific to the brand that I have, but it is a HVAC tool that allows me to, turn the heat up and down, monitor the house temperature while we're away, and that's worked out pretty well. So we've been gone for a week at a time. Let's say it's summertime, we let the heat get up to maybe 85, maybe if it gets that hot in the house, and the water heater down to the lowest level. So that's our list. And if you think we missed anything, Tina, what would you use on the apps again?
Google Maps?
Google Maps. And if you found all this information helpful, please consider subscribing.
Liking.
And ring that bell, especially the like, because the like button is what tells YouTube to show this video to others. And also share this with your friends. And then also let us know if there's anything we missed, apps that you use, or something you think we might be interested in using. Leave us a comment down below, and we'll check it out. So I think until next time,
Bye-bye.
bye-bye.